Chapter 9 The Gardener Monkey. Police was home in learned family whose embers mess well educated and intelligent. King Visasana ruled in Varanasi at that time and lived in a palace surrounded by a beautiful garden. Some very rare flowers grew in the garden. For their upkeep, the king had appointed a gardener who tended the plants with great care. People from various parts of the kingdom visited the palace garden to revel in its beauty. Among the many visitors to the garden was a herd of monkeys. The gardener was quite friendly with them. One day, it was announced that a 7-day festival would be held in the kingdom. The gardener was delighted at this announcement as he could now participate in the festival and show off his gardening skills. But he was worried about who would look after the plants in the palace garden during his long absence. Suddenly, a brilliant idea struck him. He asked the monkeys if they could water the plants while he was away. The monkeys offered to help him out. Their leader asked the gardener to go ahead and participate in the festival while they would attend to the garden. The relieved gardener went to enjoy the festival, leaving the garden in the care of the monkeys. Next day, full of enthusiasm, the monkeys got down to watering the plants. But their leader stopped them abruptly, saying gravely, "Friends, water is a scarce commodity here. Why are we wasting it?" The puzzled monkeys looked at their leader. The leader suggested, "We must first find out the size of the roots of the plants we want to water and accordingly water them. If the roots are big, we should spray more water, but if the roots are small, then a little water will do." All of them readily agreed. They began to uproot the plants to study their roots before watering them. Happily, they pulled out all the plants in the garden, one by one. However, not being trained gardeners, they did not know how to plant them back in their proper place. Bodhisattva, who was a learned man of Varanasi, was witnessing what the monkeys were up to. He asked them angrily, "Under whose instructions have you uprooted the plants?" "Of course, under the instructions of our leader," replied the monkeys with pride. Bodhisattva pointed out, "You fools, you have uprooted the plants. Don't you know that the size of the root is of no importance? Water is absorbed by the roots through the soil and it travels up the stems to provide nourishment to the entire plant. What you have done is that you have destroyed the entire garden instead of tending the plants." This advice brought an angry response from the leader of the monkeys, who asked, "How dare you criticize us when know that the size of the root is of no. All we were doing was to help out the gardener." Bodhisattva left the place in sheer disgust, realizing that it was foolish of him to repose faith in the fools.